There are many unruly men, vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, men who overthrow whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, in favor of shameful gain. One of themselves, a prophet of their own, said, Crtes are always liars, evil beasts, idle gluttons. This testimony is true. For which cause reprove them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Judaic fables and commands of men who turn away from the truth. All pure things are for the pure ones, but for the ones having been defiled and without faithfulness, nothing is a pure thing. But both their mind and their conscience are defiled. They are professing to know God, but by the works they are denying him, being abominable and disobedient, and toward any good work unapproved. Titus chapter 2. But be thou speaking the things which are being appropriate for the healthy doctrine. Aged men to be being temperate, venerable, sober-minded, being healthy in the faith, in the mindful love, in the hopeful perseverance. Aged women likewise reverent in demeanor, not slanderous adversaries, nor having become enslaved to much wine, goodness teachers, so that they should be training the young females to be being loving of their men, loving of their children, to be being sober-minded ones, chaste ones, housekeepers, pleasant women, subjecting themselves to their own men, so that the word of the God should not be being blasphemed. The younger men likewise be thou exhorting to be being sober-minded, concerning all things presenting thyself by being an exemplar of good works, in the doctrine presenting incorruptibility, respectability, a healthy and unblameable word, so that the one being of a contrary thing should become ashamed, having nothing evil to be saying about us. Bondservants to be subjecting themselves to their own masters, and to be being well-pleasing to them in all things, not contradicting, not secretly separating anything to themselves, but rather showing all good firm faithfulness, so that they may be adorning the doctrine of God our Saviour in all things. For the grace of the God became shined upon, a salvation for all humans, instructing us, so that having denied the ungodliness and the worldly desires, we should live soberly and righteously and godly in the present aeon, looking for the blessed hope and appearing of the glory of the great God and of our Saviour Yeshua anointed, who gave himself for us, so that he might redeem us from all lawlessness, and he might purify to himself a people for his own possession, zealous of good works. These things be thou speaking, and be thou exhorting, and be thou reproving with every mandate. Let no man be despising thee. Be thou reminding them to be subjecting themselves to rulers, to authorities, to be being obedient, to be being ready toward every good work, to speak evil of no man, not to be contentious, to be appropriate, showing meekness toward all men.